Hi friends, it's Julie. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm coming at you with a new video from the beautiful state of Colorado. Yes, we finally got moved. We've been living here for almost a month now, which is crazy. Oh, but we absolutely love it. It is honestly everything that we thought it was going to be. We are out hiking or going to a new park or something every single night. It's absolutely beautiful. Oh, it's just... man, I'm just so happy to be here. And the weather has been perfect up until the last couple days. It's gotten really, really hot. And most homes, at least older homes in the area, don't have air conditioning. So it's been a little hot. But the weekend things are supposed to cool down. But also there are tons of wildfires going on right now out like in the mountains. And last night it was really interesting. I thought something was on fire like around us, or if somebody was burning something, but it was actually the smell from a wildfire down south, and it was coming in, and there was haze over the mountains and stuff. And you know, I'm new here, so we didn't really know everything that was going on, but man, it was just absolutely crazy, really sad. There was, I believe, like 5 or so fires going on last night. I haven't really checked to see, you know, if they've been contained or not, but other than that, it's been absolutely wonderful. I've even been able to wear a jacket outside at night. Craziness. I would have never been able to do that in Kansas, but yeah, it's just been so great. And that's why I haven't been filming, because we've just been out exploring. But I have missed you guys, and so I wanted to update you on the books that I'm currently reading, because I have gotten back into reading, which is really exciting. And yeah, I'm currently reading 2 books, and then I also went to the library and picked up a whole bunch of books to read this month. Now, I'm not going to get to all of them, but I am a mood reader, so I like to have options, and so usually when I go to the library, I just stock up. And then what I get to, and what I don't, I don't. But let's get started. I will just quickly go over the 2 books I'm currently reading. So the first book I'm reading in physical format is Red Clocks by Lenny Zumas. This has been a pretty popular book here on BookTube, at least recently. I don't know, I haven't been watching a lot of videos, but a lot of people were talking about this a few months ago, and for good reason. I'm really enjoying it. I'm about 50 pages into it. Now, the writing style is very different. It definitely won't be for everyone. It's kind of choppy a little, I don't know, but I am getting on with it really well. I tend to like odd writing styles. I like when people mix things up a bit, but I can understand why some people wouldn't like it. But this is a dystopian book, and I'm using little quotation marks because it really doesn't seem that far-fetched or that far in the future, especially with our current political climate here in the United States. But in this book, abortion is now illegal, as well as in vitro fertilization, and they've enacted this, I believe it's called the Personhood Amendment, which gives rights to embryos, because it's been labeled that life starts at conception. So now if you have an abortion, you're committing murder, things like that, which doesn't seem like it's really that far-fetched, especially here now. But yeah, really, really liking this. We follow multiple women and their perspectives and how these new laws are affecting them. So really enjoying this. Can't wait to continue on with it. And then the next book is one I'm mainly listening to on audio, but I do have the physical copy because I like to do that sometimes, so I can bounce back and forth between the 2. But that is The Good Daughter by Karen Slaughter. This is a thriller that my book club is reading for next month. Yes, I'm still a part of my book club. I actually Skyped in last month, and it worked out really, really well, which was great because I was super sad to leave those ladies. But we're reading this one, and I'm absolutely loving this. I really enjoyed Pretty Girls when I read that, and this is no exception. But it is a chunker, just like Pretty Girls was, and that's because Karen Slaughter is a different type of thriller writer. She really focuses on characters and relationships and things like that, which is something I love in my books. So I think that's one of the reasons why I'm such a big fan of hers. But this book, man, the first like 75 pages were super intense. This whole family is murdered except for one daughter, like really brutally murdered. And of course, Karen Slaughter doesn't shy away from really graphic scenes. And then after that, we go into the future, and one of the characters is the daughter that we're following. Her name is Charlie. And then there's a school shooting, and she just happens to be at the school when the school shooting takes place, and just really, really intense. I have heard that it slows down, which is fine because I'm sure we're going to get lots of that character development and stuff like that. But so far, really enjoying this, and I highly recommend checking out Karen Slaughter's books on audio. The woman who does the narration for this one, and I think she did it for Pretty Girls too, I just really like her voice. It's very pleasant to listen to. She might do all of Karen Slaughter's books. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I will link her name down below because I really enjoy her voice. And now I will just quickly go through the books that I picked up from the library. I'm not going to go into a ton of detail because honestly, I like to go into my books pretty much blindly, but I will give you a little bit of an idea of what I know so far. So the first book I have is actually one that I started before I moved, and that is Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. Yes, a YA book, I know, but Laini Taylor, there is just something about her writing that I just love. It's not your standard YA writing. Her characters are very developed as much as her world building and things like that. I really like her writing. And I think I got halfway through this before I moved. So I want to continue on with it and finish it. And yeah, so this one I will definitely be reading this month. And then I also picked up another fantasy book that isn't high priority. Honestly, the only reason why I picked this up is because it has fairy in the title. That's ridiculous, I know. But it's called Fairy Rising, the first book of Binding by A.E. Lowen. And I actually looked this up on Goodreads, and there are very, very few reviews, but the ones that are on there are good. I don't know very much about it. Honestly, like I said, I picked this up because I'm a sucker for anything fae, and the last fae book I read really sucked. That was The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. So I need like some redeeming books. This one is about our main character is named Winter. She's the last wizard in this city in Washington, and yeah, that's all I really know. I believe it's an urban fantasy, I would assume, which I haven't read an urban fantasy in a long time. So yeah, maybe I'll get to this, maybe I won't. Alright, then the next book I picked up was Tin Man by Sarah Winman. And I saw this book hauled on April from Getting Hooked with It. I think it was in her last book haul. And honestly, I knew nothing about it when I picked it up off the shelf, but I read the little inner flap and I'm like, that sounds really good. So this is about two boys, and when they were younger, they were really good friends, and that friendship started to kind of grow into something more. But I guess something happened along the way, and one grew up and married a woman. The other is gone off somewhere and they don't really talk anymore. And so I don't know if they're going to reconnect and be in love. I'm not really sure. I could be completely wrong. I have never heard anyone talk about this book. I'm sure people do on BookTube. I just haven't heard anybody. And I never read any reviews on it. I'm kind of just going with it because it sounds good. It's very short. And it says on the front, it breaks your heart and warms it all at once. So maybe it's a happy ending. I don't know. It sounds kind of good for summer. We'll see. I'll probably read it just because it is so short. And yeah, I don't know. This cover is absolutely gorgeous. And short books seem to be the theme for me at this library haul, So the next book I have is Peach by Emma Glass. This is also a very short, I think it's like novella, but it's written in almost like a poetry format. And I know I know what it's about, but I haven't looked up any reviews on Goodreads or anything. I'm going to try and start doing this where I pick up a book, I read the inner flap. If it sounds interesting to me, I'm going to try it. I've become so reliant on Goodreads that if I pick up a book, I'll look it up on there, and if it has bad ratings, I won't read it. And I could be missing out on some really good books that I would love, just because somebody else doesn't love them, doesn't mean I'm not going to. So I'm just going to go with this one. And this story is about a woman who is sexually assaulted and the aftermath of that. So like dealing with the physical and emotional pain of that. So I'm sure it's going to be super intense, but it is short, and I love novellas. I love picking up a book and being completely sucked into it, and then it's over in a few pages, so you can read it in one setting and you've just been fully immersed in the story. So I'm hoping I enjoy this. We'll see. And then the other short book I picked up is a horror novel, and that is The Summer Is Ended and We Are Not Yet Saved by Joey Camus. Now, I heard the lovely Rachel at the Shades of Orange mention this book, I don't know, at least a month ago. I think it might have been in her wrap-up, but when I heard her talk about it, I'm like, yes, I need this book. It just sounds perfect for summer. It sounds like an old slasher type movie. So this is about these kids that go to summer camp and they're murdered at summer camp. That's all I really know. But I know that Rachel really enjoyed his writing. She went on to read another one of his books. I believe he is a Canadian author. And yeah, this one's super short too and just sounds really, really fun. Really fun. Okay, so fun probably isn't the right word to describe kids being murdered at a summer camp, but hey, we're just gonna go with it. I messed up, we'll just roll with it. Okay, now the next book I have is one I'm not 100% sure I'm gonna read. I'm kind of on the fence about it. I wanted to read it when I requested it from the library, but now I'm like, I'm just really nervous about the subject matter of this book, and that is The Devil of Nanking by Mo Hader. Now, if you watch my channel, I'm sure you watch Katie from Chapter Stack. She's amazing, and when she read this book, she's raved about it, and it was like ages ago, and it's been on my TBR since then. I've just been hesitant to pick it up because I feel like it might be just super, super dark. And I like dark books, but I don't know why. I'm just nervous about this. I'm not sure, but I might just give it a try. We'll see. And can we just talk about how freaking creepy the cover of this book is? It looks like a doll. It really just scares the shit out of me. I really just don't like it. But anyway, this is about this woman who is searching for this lost film footage of something that happened during the Nanking massacre, and people tell her this footage doesn't exist, but she's convinced that it does exist. And then she meets somebody who is going to help her get this footage. And yeah, that's all I really know about it. That's all I really know. We'll see if I get to it this month. If not, we'll just put it down for a later date. And then the last book I have is one that's really different. It's nonfiction, and it is I Fired God, My Life Inside and Escape from the Secret World of the Independent Fundamental Baptist Cult by Jocelyn Zichterman. Now, fun fact about me, I actually spent a good portion of my childhood years a part of an Independent Fundamental Baptist church. And we weren't fully absorbed into it. You know, we were still kind of on the outside. We just had friends that went to this church, so we started going to it. But I know a lot of the stuff that was going on there, and I'm just really intrigued by this book. You know, I've never heard it described as a cult before, and I'm just really intrigued because when I was looking through the pictures, the way the women dress and the stuff that she was talking about, you know, in the little captions and things, like, I dressed like that. I heard and was told the same things that she was, and it sounds absolutely fascinating. I'm really excited to check this out. I was hoping that there was an audiobook version of it because I really enjoy listening to nonfiction, but there isn't, so I'm just going to have to give it a read. I'll probably just read it sporadically throughout the month, but I'm hoping it's good and really interesting. So those are the books that I'm currently reading, as well as the books that I picked up from the library, so they're most of the books I'm going to be reading throughout the month. Yeah, I wanted to do a quick check-in with you guys and let you know what was going on. I have missed chatting with you, but like I said, just been living my life. So I'm gonna try and get back into the habit of filming, but I'm not making any promises that I'm gonna upload like 2 times a week or even once a week. I'm just gonna kind of go with it and see what I feel like, but I have missed chatting with you. Please leave me a comment down below and let me know, you know, if you've read any good books lately, or if you have read any of these. I would love to hear your thoughts, but I hope you all are doing really well, enjoying your summer, and I will see you all again very soon. Happy reading. Bye.